Welcome to Shao Story Home. Today we continue with Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Chapter 21, The Fall of Liu Bei. Before we dive into this thrilling story, let's first clarify the historical context. By the late Eastern Han Dynasty, the imperial court had collapsed, the empire was divided, and warlords fought for power across the land. All heroes sought to carve out their own territory in this chaotic age. By this time, Cao Cao had already gained control of the emperor and held the authority of the imperial court. His ambition was to eliminate surrounding warlords, strengthen his power, and eventually unify the realm. Liu Bei, widely known as the greatest warrior of the Three Kingdoms, wielded the legendary sky piercer, arbalest, and rode the unparalleled red-haired steed. No one could match him in combat, yet he was treacherous, self-serving, and repeatedly betrayed his masters first Ding Yuan, then Dong Zhuo. His reputation was already ruined. He occupied Suzhou and Sapi, commanded a strong army, and was assisted by the wise advisor Chen Gong. He could have established a solid foothold in the chaotic world. However, he was arrogant, ignored loyal advice, indulged in comfort and women, and lacked long-term strategy. Cao Cao and Liu Bei had fought many times before, with victories on both sides. Cao Cao had long regarded Liu Bei as a deadly threat. Adding to that, Liu Bei had been driven away by Liu Bei and lost Suzhou, leaving him homeless and forced to seek refuge with Cao Cao. This further strengthened Cao Cao's resolve to destroy Liu Bei. Though Liu Bei appeared powerful, he was already surrounded by the combined forces of Cao Cao and Liu Bei, coupled with his own fatal flaws. His downfall was already sealed. A decisive battle for Liu Bei's life was about to erupt in Xiapi. After Liu Bei was defeated by Liu Bei, his family was trapped in Suzhou. He had no choice but to flee to Suchang and submit to Cao Cao. Cao Ka was eager to win Liu Bei over, and deeply angered by Liu Bei's arrogance, he immediately decided to personally lead a large army, join forces with Liu Bei, and march against Liu Bei. The allied forces advanced quickly and soon approached Liu Bei's territory. At first, Liu Bei was unconcerned, believing his unmatched combat skills would easily repel Cao Cao's army. But he never imagined that this time, Ka was determined to wipe him out completely. Cao Cao's forces first captured Xiaoguan, then tricked our way into taking Suzhou. Liu Bei was repeatedly defeated and had to retreat to the fortified city of Xiapi with his loyal generals Chen Gong, Gao Shong, Zhang Liao, and others. Xiapi was well fortified and well supplied, making it easy to defend and hard to attack. Chen Gong immediately offered Liu Bei a brilliant plan. He suggested Liu Bei personally lead troops outside the city while Chen Gong guarded the city, forming the pincer formation. If Cao Cao attacked, they would strike from both inside and outside, ensuring great victory to turn the tide. But when Lu Bu returned to his mansion, his wife, Lady Yang, stopped him in tears. She told him that outside the city was extremely dangerous. If anything happened to him, Xi would be lost, and the family would never be reunited. Lu Bu was already indecisive and overly attached to his family. After listening to his wife, he completely abandoned Chen Gong's plan. He stayed inside his residence, drinking and enjoying himself with his concubines, refusing to march out. When Chen Gong learned this, he sighed deeply, knowing Liu Bu's stubbornness would lead to the fall of CIP. But no matter how he urged, Lu Bu, his advice, fell on deaf ears. Lu Bu had missed his final chance to save himself. Cao Cao's army surrounded Shabie tightly and attacked for months. But the strong wolves held firm. Cao Cao's soldiers were exhausted, and supplies were running low. Cao Cao considered retreating back to Suqian. His advisors, Xu Yu and Gu Jia, immediately stopped him. Gu Jia proposed a clever plan. Take advantage of Xiepi's low terrain, divert the Yi and the Sa rivers, and flood the city. Cao Cao was overjoyed and ordered his army to dig dams immediately. Floodwaters rushed into Xiepi, submerging most of the city except the east gate. Cao Cao's army camped on high ground, watching Xiepi turn into a swamp. Trapped by floodwaters and short on food, the soldiers' morale began to collapse. Yet, Lu Bu still did not wake up. Relying on his red hair, which could cause water, he even banned all alcohol in the city, punishing anyone who secretly brewed or drank heavily. One of his generals, Ho Cheng, recovered 15 stolen horses. To celebrate, he brewed wine and wanted to share it with the other officers and offer some to Lu Bu as a sign of respect. When Lu Bu heard about this, he flew into a rage. Despite pleas from all officers, he initially ordered Ho Chen's execution. Only after repeated begging did he reduce the punishment to 50 floggings. Ho Chen was filled with anger and fear. He had served Lu Bu loyally for years, yet was nearly killed over a small matter. He completely lost faith in Liu Bu. Other generals, such as Song, Xian, and Wei Xiu, had long been dissatisfied with Liu Bu. He only listened to his wives and concubines, ignored his soldiers, and punished them harshly. With Xiapi flooded and Cao Cao's attacks intensifying, the city was quickly doomed. The generals secretly plotted to betray Lu Bu and surrender to Cao Cao. That same night, Ho Cheng snuck to the stables, stole Lu Bu's red hair, galloped out of the city, and surrendered to Cao Cao, revealing their plan to hand over the city. Cao Cao immediately ordered a full assault at dawn the next day, coordinating with the defectors inside the city. At daybreak, Cao's army attacked with thunderous shouts. Sang Xian and Wei Xu raised white flags on the walls as a signal of surrender. Lu Bu had to take his halberd and climb the walls to defend the city. He fought fiercely from morning until noon, repelling waves of soldiers. But after hours of battle, Liu Bei was exhausted. When Cao's army briefly retreated, he sat down on the White Gate Tower to rest, and soon fell into a deep sleep. Seeing this, Song Xian and Wei Xu quietly drove away his guards, stole his sky-piercer halberd, then used thick ropes to tightly bind the sleeping Liu Bei. He woke up, shouting for his guards, but no one came. The two generals threw down the white flag, opened the gates, and let Cao Cao's army in. Gou Shun and Zhang Liao were captured before they could retreat. Chen Gong was caught by Xu Huang while fleeing. Sha Pi had fallen completely. The mighty warrior, Liu Bei, was captured by his own men and became a prisoner. Cao Cao entered Jia Pi, ordered the floodwaters blocked, and calmed the people. Then he brought Liu Bei up to the White Gate Tower and had Liu Bei, Chen Gong, Gao Shun, and others brought forward. Tied tightly like a silkworm, Liu Bei cried out, "Sire, the bonds are too tight. Please loosen them." Cao Cao coldly replied, "One must bind a ferocious tiger tightly." Liu Bei angrily questioned Song Xuan and Wei Xu. "I treated you well. Why did you betray me?" Song Xian retorted, "You only listened to your wives and concubines, ignored us soldiers, and rejected all loyal advice. Is this how you treat us well?" Liu Bei fell silent, with no words to defend himself. Gao Shun was brought next. When Cao Cao questioned him, Gao Shun remained proud and silent, refusing to surrender. Enraged, Cao Cao ordered his execution. Then Chen Gong was brought forth. He and Cao Cao had a past. Years earlier, when Cao Cao fled after failing to assassinate Dong Zhuo, Chen Gong had saved him. But later, Chen Gong saw Cao Cao's cruelty and cunning, left him, and chose to serve Liu Bei. Cao Cao was reluctant to kill Chen Gong and tried to persuade him to surrender. But Chen Gong was unyielding. He said Liu Bei lacked strategy, but was not as deceitful as Cao Cao. He only regretted that Liu Bei had not listened to his plans. Leading to this day, he asked only forgiveness. Cao Cao tried to use Chen Gong's elderly mother and children to persuade him, but Chen Gong had already accepted his fate. He said the survival of his family depended entirely on Cao Cao, then walked down the tower with dignity to his execution. Cao Cao shed tears at his loyalty and later gave him a proper burial and protected his family. By now, Liu Bei was terrified. He placed all his hope in Liu Bei. Years earlier, Liu had saved Liu Bei by resolving a conflict with his arrow shot at the gate. Liu Bei pleaded, "Lao de Xiong Dai, you are an honored guest here. I am a prisoner. Please speak a good word for me." Liu Bei silently nodded. Overjoyed, Liu Bei turned to Cao Cao. "Sire, you have long feared the heroes of the realm. If I submit to you sincerely, from now on, you lead the infantry, and I led the cavalry. No one under heaven can stand against us. Unification will be within your grasp. 曹操 was taunted. Lu Bu's skill was unmatched. Having him will make his army invincible. Yet he also knew Lu Bu's history of betrayal. He could not trust him. Hesitant, Cao Cao turned to Liu Bei and asked for his opinion. Liu Bei looked at Cao Cao and spoke slowly, sealing Lu Bu's fate. Sire, have you forgotten what happened to Ding Yuan and Dong Zhuo? Those words instantly awakened Cao Cao. Both Ding Yuan and Dong Zhuo had been Lu Bu's foster fathers, yet Lu Bu killed them both for power and profit. Keeping such a treacherous man would only raise a tiger that would one day devour him. Cao Cao immediately ordered Lu Bu to be hanged and then beheaded as a warning to others. Lu Bu finally realized the truth. He stared at Liu Bei and shouted, "You long-eared, Liu Bei, you are the most untrustworthy. Have you forgotten how I saved you with that arrow shot?" But his anger was in vain. The greatest warrior of the age met his end at the White Gate Tower. Zhang Liao was bowed forward. He faced Cao Cao fearlessly, calling him a traitor. Enraged, Cao Cao drew his sword to kill him. But Liu Bei and Guan Yu quickly stopped him and begged for mercy. Impressed by Zhang Liao's loyalty and courage, Cao Cao released him, apologized, and took him into his service. With Lu Bu's forces completely destroyed, Cao Cao seized Shuzhou, Xiapi, and surrounding territories. He eliminated his greatest rival in the Central Plains and greatly expanded his power, becoming one of the strongest warlords in the north. Liu Bei, though temporarily under Cao Cao's protection, still secretly held the ambition to restore the Han dynasty. On the surface, they were allies, but in their hearts, each had his own agenda. As the story unfolds, the situation grows even more complicated. In the next episode, we continue with the first step of Cao's unification of the North. Thank you for listening to our historical story series. We have produced more than 100 episodes of Chinese history stories, released every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment so you never miss the most exciting stories in each chapter.